Hi everybody, and welcome to my home recording studio. This is the 2025 tour. I'll be showing you the gear that I use, the desks that I built, how I set up the environment for vibe, and generally how it serves me as a singer-songwriter. I hope that you will enjoy this tour and stay until the end of the video. Tell your friends about it. It's going to be fun, and so let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so as I move to the other side of the camera, let me tell you a little bit about this room. This room was very hard to tame. As you can see, there are tile floors, and before I put any of the acoustic treatments in, it was just an echo chamber in here. Right behind the desk, there's a curtain, and it's a heavy folded curtain that covers over a picture window that is back there. I'll be showing you the other features that I've done for acoustic treatment, but that's the main thing to remember as we're going through. Okay, as we spin around to the left of the room, I'll show you my guitar wall. First, on the top up there, the blue guitar is a Squier Jaguar bass. And right below it is a Gretsch G2210 Junior Jet electric guitar. And of course, then we have my Taylor 614 CE, which was my very first pro guitar. And then I needed a 12 string, so I got this Guild F2512. It's a jumbo, and it's the lesser expensive model, but it's been a really great guitar for me so far. Now as I pan across to the other side of the room, on the other wall, my main recording and performing guitar is this Taylor 818E. It's been really great in the studio and live, and so that's the main thing that I play when you see me out playing live. Now if you notice, there are a couple of acoustic panels there, and on the other side there are 3 more acoustic panels there. I needed something to calm this room down. And so as I pan down just a second here, you'll see that there are these tile floors, and it was just a reverberation thing. So I took 4 more acoustic panels and decided to put them together and put some dimmable lights on them. And as I pan up there, I made an acoustic cloud. And that made all of the difference in the world. Those acoustic panels with the cloud, the curtains in the back. You notice in the corners of the walls I've got bass traps, and that made this room just come into play. So let's take a look at the desk itself. I made this desk myself with 2 pieces of plywood, and if you look at it just a little bit closer, down on the bottom there are 2 sides, and each side has 2 feet. And so the rack gear that is above those 2 feet on each side, that whole unit is a standalone unit. And so I did that so I could then take whatever mixer I was putting in the middle, and I could adjust the length of the surface on top to handle whatever size mixer that I might want to put in there. And it's worked out pretty good for me. My audio interfaces for this system is the mixer you see in the middle there, which is a Tascam Model 12 with 12 channels. And then up on the left here is my SSL 12 with 4 additional channels. I've made an aggregate device joining the 2 of those for 16 inputs, and that gives me everything that I need in the studio for future growth even. My monitor speakers up here on the top of the desk are the Aris E5s by Presonus. Since this is such a small 10 by 10 room, these monitors have done a really good job of filling the space for me, and I've become quite comfortable with knowing how they sound and how to mix on them. Let me move this mic out of the way and take a look at the left side rack space. The very top, I've got an ART P16 XLR patch bay. That allows me to take all of my inputs and go direct into channels on my audio interfaces. So right from the front, I can plug in to any of those that I need and be recording into a channel directly. That's been a really good situation for me. Right below that, in that middle space with the green lights, is the Persona Studio channel. And that's a tube mic pre. Zoom in a little closer there so you can see it. There it is. But this mic pre has tube warmth, and it really is a different type of a complexion of the audio, different character that it gives to it. And what I do is I record with this mic here. I'll get it in front. This is a Lewitt LCT 240 Pro mic, and that's been a really good combination with these preamps. And right below the one with the green is the ART voice channel, and that's the bottom one that takes 2 rack units there. And between those 2 tube preamps, I get all the colors that I need for really stellar vocals in my studio. A few other little things on the left side of my desk there. I've got my iPad mini for when I need to use that. I've got an Anchor wireless charger for my phone, and then the Stream Deck that allows me to do single key commands where it would take me multiple steps if I were doing them with my mouse on different programs that I'm using. And then of course here is the centerpiece in my studio right now, this Tascam Model 12 mixer. This thing has been really good. Not only does it have many channels that I can use, but it's an audio interface. It allows me to take control of my DAW with transport controls. And right up here, if you look, there is an SD card slot. And this SD card slot allows me to multi-track just using the Tascam Model 12 in a DAW-less configuration. Wonderful. As we slide around to the right side rack now, on the top is a switching unit. And it's got various switches that will control power to my audio interface, the studio channel, my monitor, speakers, the 11 rack, and various other things, including my computer. And then directly below that, I've got the Furman power conditioner, which is a PL-8C, and all of my units plug into that for their protection. And then below that, we've got a classic oldie Avid 11 rack. This is an effects rack for sounds when I plug in the electric bass and the electric guitar. Let's talk about my computer system for a moment. This monitor up here is a curved Dell 32-inch monitor. That's been good for me. I am Mac based. I've got a Mac Mini, which is an M2 Pro with 1 gig of RAM and 2 terabytes of storage in it. And I thought I did something kind of slick because I didn't build any place specific to put it for this desk. So if you look over to the left side here, I just got a little bit of wood together and made a mount shelf to hold the Mac Mini. And then that little unit below it allows me to have a few ports in the front for other things that I need to plug in. Great solution. On the other side of the room, behind my studio desk, there was a closet. That closet had 2 big mirrored doors on it that I took off, and it's the new home now for my mini PC. This gives me the ability to exchange files with other friends who are using a PC, but I got this desk from Home Depot, and it's solid as a rock with these great drawers. And as I zoom in a little bit closer here, you can see what my setup is. The computer is a mini PC, It's an Ace Magician PC with an AMD processor that allows me to run up to about 40 channels on Cakewalk. And so that's been a really great situation for me. I've got small Aris 3.5 monitor speakers and an SSL 2 Plus audio interface right there that you can see for this setup. And so you would think that being tucked in a closet there that the sound would be terrible, but it's actually not, because it's not in there enough on the triangle of the sweet spot to mess up any of the sound coming out. I don't do release work on that, but it does sound really good on the audio coming out of that little room. Oh, and let's zoom over here to the left. There's my Axiom 61 MIDI keyboard controller, and it's been an okay unit for keyboard parts, but I am hoping to upgrade that a little bit later in this year with the new Juno DS61 from Roland, and have an actual synth that makes sounds instead of just being a MIDI controller. And so we're back where we started. There are other things in the studio, of course, other nitty-gritty things like cables and headphones and just all kinds of variety of electronic things poked in and around and underneath here. But you've got a good sense of what I'm about and what kind of a space I'm working in. So that's it for this year's studio tour. Thank you for coming along with me and staying this long in the video. Hope you'll like, subscribe, tell your friends about it, share the video. I'm trying to grow my channel this year, and I'm hoping that by August the 10th I'll be able to get monetized by making 1,000 subscribers and 5,000 watch hours. I'll be putting a video out every week, as I've said before. So thanks again for coming along. See you next time.